Okay, this will be my third and last electric piano of Tony Banks that I'll do. What did he do after this? Well, Visible Touch Tour, he added the Yamaha DX7. He still had the CP70, right? And, and then from then on out, no, everything was a synthesizer. There were no additional electric pianos. So, and I'm sure some of you guys know what the last album he used the CP70 on was. So the Yamaha CP70, let me tell you a little bit about this piano. Upstairs, you've seen in my videos, I have a CP80. So it has the balanced outs that on this side that the 70B added, but it does not have MIDI. So this interface is the most common looking one. On that cheek block, mine is wider because I have more notes. I've always wondered, was it the same size case and they just never thought about the dimensions? Okay, so if you look at the Lyceum video from 1980, you see a red rectangle sitting here. Well, that's because the effects send is right there. Okay, so that would be the MXR Dynacomp, which I have a clone here of in Amplitube, which I dragged. Again, look at the default Marshall. Everybody wants to be Slash. So I just right-click, bypass that, right-click that, bypass the cabinet. And then at the end, because I want to go stereo, if you put a stereo pedal before the head, it treats it as mono. So what Tony did was he had the Dynacomp here. Why would he have had it for this? Well, it is a very dynamic instrument. Well, that's why everyone loved it at the time, I'm sure. And you have to watch for volume spikes. So he had a compressor there. And if you've ever used a Boss CE1, even though they have low and high impedance inputs and an input level, it's easy to clip it, and it's you don't want that distortion in your piano. So I have a feeling that's why he did it. And I suspect the CE1 chorus was in his effects aux send and return in his mixer, because that's on. But by the time this piano showed up in '78, everything in various degrees. I don't think the synth leads were in it at all, or maybe a little bit, but the organ, the Prophets, the Polymoog, the poly section of the Quadra were in it. Once he got the vocoder, though, vocoder actually has a built-in ensemble, and it's Roland, right? So it's similar to this. So I don't think he probably wasn't sending anything to the CE1. So that's my take. You don't need to put a chorus on every instrument you're using. It's just, you don't need the resources. So I brought up CPiano 70 Basic Dry. It's in the electric piano category, and there's an 80 and a 60M. That was like an upright. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, look at that. Pretty cool, right? So there's mine. Wait, why does mine have less buttons? Okay, so I just chose a 70 because I'm sure that's what you'll do. And then I chose Basic Dry, but once again, whatever this BK stands for is like mic'd sounds. And you can actually open the lid. Imagine playing an electric guitar not plugged in. It's like a piano without a soundboard. I mean, it's neat. But I keep the lid closed and run it direct. So I turn that off and I turn that on. I have and continue to use the UVI EGP, which I would think that most of the samples were taken from this. Listening to this, I like it so much better. This seems like it's a slimmed down version, but it's not bad at all. But I took if there's any effects on here, I hope not. I took them off. And then I have the Boss chorus here. So you're hearing the compression. Let's roll back some of the sensitivity. Whoops. I don't know, that's all. I'm assuming this is it. Embarrassing. So, the reason I was doing that is I have a Nord stage, still have it. Man, I got that in 2005. And the CP70 sound is great, except there's, just like their clavinet on that model, there's literally no release. It's like, and it doesn't have that vibe you want from a piano. So it's cool if you keep the sustain pedal down, but if you do anything staccato, like I don't think That's All would sound very good. I don't think that. Then you're just going to sound a little weird. But that's being really nitpicky. So, yeah, that's all his sound was. I mean, you need a sustain pedal, a little bit of compression. Maybe I have too much. I don't know. I've literally never done this before with the software. Listen to my video. What it does get right, whatever they're doing, and I think the EGP, the more expanded program, does it well. The garbage you get when you just hold the sustain pedal down, like it's like a real piano. Every string is live, and it's vibrating. And in rehearsal, our singer was like, "What the heck is that?" Because we were doing like a Seconds Out song, and I was using that sound because of the year we were doing. But probably Carpet Crawlers. And he heard that, I'm like, dude, trust me. This is exactly what the CP80 sounds like. It's almost alarming. So whatever they've done, UVI have done with these pianos, they've built in some of the quirky imperfections that I really do think this is a good contender if you are trying to cover those specific areas of the beloved Tony Banks sounds. So hopefully these have been helpful. And I'm not a shill. I bought this. Now this is... I'll explain how I got Amplitube later on, but I really like it.